Right, welcome to the podcast of the Sunday Study Club. Today, as you can see, we are at a different location because we are joined by a special guest today, Pastor Rasmus Peytz. Right. To start us off, we brought you a little gift, actually.
Thank you very much.
Of course. Can you tell us a little bit about some of your videos and what you're doing?
So as you said, I am a parish priest in the Danish state church, and I noticed that a lot of young people were looking for the church and looking for places where they could practice their religion and get answers for their religious questions, specifically online. And in the state church, we had internal conversations about the fact that we weren't very present online. So I started to make some videos with the intention that both to show a little humor and show that the state church isn't just for old people, but also culturally relevant, and then use those humorous videos to answer questions that the viewers might have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. In one of your most viral videos, it has over 500,000 views. It's in Danish. Mm-hmm. It reads in English, "Pastor, I'm weak in the faith. How do I get strength?" With a background playing video of you taking a Monster Energy out and offering to the viewer. And then in the comment section, I really like this point, because then you mention, my experience is that when people are struggling in faith, it is because they feel alone. So to be able to speak with someone, a pastor as an example, about faith questions without fear for shame can be a huge help. How do you think what are some of the things we are to do to allow for these conversations to happen without shame?
I think one of the most important things is for the priests or other religious authorities to be present where the people are. So, like for around 50 years ago, the parish priests were like those local pillars of the community. You would run into your local parish priest in the supermarket, at markets, and in the city. But young people don't really know who the parish priests are anymore, unless they are wearing the clerical vestments. So you need to be present in another way. And for me, it's being online and present there is a way to start.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Have you seen more conversations specifically with you about how having a community or people around you that have the same belief? Have you seen that help people in overcoming this shame or these difficulties?
Yeah. Mostly I speak to the children who are about to be confirmed, and a lot of them, especially in the later years, have been more proudly showing their faith, actively wearing crosses and parading that they have a belief. Sorry. And for them, I felt it was very, very important that they started to confirmation practice, and that they had the opportunity there to ask all their questions freely. And in that space, I tried hard to make it like a safe space also. So it was important that I told them and kept showing them that they could ask stupid questions. I mean, it was almost like I told them, convince me there is no God. because then they had the opportunity to ask all their questions that they might not understand.
Like that. This is a quite funny question. So, if Jesus had an Instagram account in 2026, what do you think his last 3 posts would be?
Okay, this podcast is sponsored by Johnny, our own streetwear Christian clothing brand. And actually, we just launched the website. So you can go on the website, johnny.store, link in the description, and be on the waiting list.
Yeah, it's going to be huge. We're so excited. These are some of the pieces from the first drop. So go right now, johnny.store, and enjoy the rest of the video.
That's a hard one.
Yeah, it is.
I think if Jesus had an Instagram account, he would be the world's biggest hater. He would, much like he does in the Bible, go around and speak against the injustices that he experiences. He would be making angry rants on Instagram about how we should go for peace instead of war, for example, and stuff like that.
I like that.
Is there a specific topic you're thinking of that he would talk about?
In this world that we're living in right now.
I think maybe you saw the AI post of Donald Trump as Jesus. I think he would be quite mad about that and talk about false prophets and and how faith is in danger of being corrupted and monetized in a way that is not good for a person's faith.
Yeah, in the Old Testament, we see a lot of idolatry in different ways than we see today. How does adultery and worshipping other gods look like to you today, like as you see?
I think that we, in general, are as humans, we search for things to worship, and if we don't have a guidance, if we don't, if our faith is homeless, then we are in the risk of turning everyday occurrences into what we worship. So it could be like money is like the most famous example, and but it could also be like drinking problems. It could be like your work is your religion, fame, all that stuff. Things that it is good to follow or to aspire to, but in turn ends up having control over you. That to me is like the modern idolatry.
Love that. Okay, and we have another question here. You made a video about Dead Sea scrolling and Doomscrolling. Can you tell us a little bit about your phone habits as a pastor?
No.
No?
I think that for me, before I started posting videos, I would maybe like use my phone an hour on Instagram a day, just doom scrolling, especially when I got home from work and was like full of conversations. I needed to just turn my brain off. After I started posting videos, I also have to respond to comments and be more active. So it kind of exploded a little bit.
So some people in the comments, they say a lot of different things, right? You have some people that say, this is the best church promo I've seen in a long time. And then you have, of course, others that have those hateful comments. How do you deal with the love and hate?
To be honest, I don't really see most of the comments as hate comments. Also those that disagree. There are some comments that are like batshit insane, but that's like their own thing. But when people disagree, I think it's a way to have a conversation about faith, because I think and a lot of them they are. You can talk to them. I can respond to them in a comment, and then we can have a conversation. We might not agree or ever agree, but as long as we have the conversation, I think that's important for the way we can talk about faith.
Okay, so this is a quite different question, and for some it may be controversial. So, would you, as a priest, marry a gay couple, and why or why not?
Yeah, I would marry a gay couple. To me, I think that the fear of same-sex relationships that we see described in the Old Testament and referenced in the New Testament, it's an artifact of an older times. Back then, the mainstream belief was that you couldn't have a consensual relationship between two of the same sexes. It was much more like a power relationship between a master and a student and something like that. Today we have a much more broader understanding of love and how relationships function. And to me, it's important to celebrate the consensual love between two people, whether they are same sex or different sex.
Okay. I'll just record this real quick. This question. Okay, so this is a question that I receive many times. So many non-believers or atheists, they often ask me, if God is so loving as you Christians believe, why does hell exist? So my question for you is, if God is so loving, why does hell exist?
I think, to me, the way we exist in the world, we make mistakes all the time, and those mistakes in turn ends up hurting people. As humans, we are confused, and often we do things for selfish reasons, and a part of the reason that we exist and the how we become saved is the reconciliation both with God and those that we have hurt during our lifetime. To me, hell is not final. Hell is a cleansing process where we, at the end of it, we are reconciled with God and those that we have hurt, and then we are ready to be saved and go to heaven. But you need to have some sort of repentance process. Yeah. So to me, that's what hell is.
Okay. So you don't think like hell as a physical place?
No.
Okay.
Or at least not in the fire and brimstone way that we imagine from the Middle Ages.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you think there's something that, so we have this term Christfluencers, which is like just influencers talking about Christianity. Yeah. Do you think there's something that Christfluencers on social media are getting wrong?
That's a very big question. I don't follow many Christfluencers. I think that sometimes the focus can be a little too much on the biblical texts only. And we have a very large body of theologians that have interpreted the texts afterwards. And those interpretations bring a lot of nuance and opens the text up for new perspectives. And I think that sometimes those nuances can be forgotten.
What do you think, just in terms of your own description, how would you describe a Christian? Like, what does it mean to be a Christian?
It means you believe in Christ. I don't think, for me, there's a choice in becoming a Christian. And I think that's one of the most important aspects of it. It's the voluntary decision to follow Christ and believe in Christianity as the chosen religion. And in that, you also take on the duty to try and act like a Christian. You like the love of loving your neighbor and treating others with respect. As long as you try to do that, that's to me, that means you're a Christian.
I like that answer. For me, myself, I also say that to be a Christian, it truly means that you'll try your best to follow Christ. It's impossible, but you'll just try your best. So that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
To try your best.
Yeah, totally.
Because we all make mistakes every day and we sin. So.
Do you ever meet with people of other churches? And like, what are those conversations like, if you do? Like from other denominations?
I think it's not like I meet up with other denominations often, but I have had conversations. I think mostly, especially if it's Pentecostal, people from the Pentecostal church, they are kind of like, they don't really care. I mean, they don't really care about the differences, or at least they don't speak of it. They like their own church and they think it's cool, and then the conversation starts from there. And it's chill, it's easy. I think when I've spoken to Catholics, they place a lot of importance on the high church. I think, if you can call it like that. I mean, they want the old liturgy with the clericalism. That the priest is raised above normal humans, and that they have that relationship with as a chosen of God man to do his bidding. And for them, I think they have a hard time understanding that the church can be anything other than that. Like that when you what's it called? When you confront that structure, for them it's an attack on the church. Mm-hmm. And for most people in the state church, it's not an attack; it's an evolution.
Right. Yeah, I like just your whole perspective on having open conversations. That's what it seems like you're willing to have, at least. And let's say if there were someone that you would want to reach out to and have these open conversations with, or if someone watching today wants to reach out to you and have these conversations, what to do and what not to do?
I think you can always message me on either TikTok or Instagram. I mean, my inbox is open like that. Or also, I try to answer every comment. Maybe don't lead the comment by calling me an idiot. I might be a little more defensive. but other than that, I try to be open, and I try also to show people that I will answer honestly or earnestly to every comment.
So we talked a little about this before the interview also, but in this world, in Denmark at least, we see this quiet revival. So as a young priest in Denmark, have you noticed this quiet revival? And why do you think more young people are moving in this direction?
Yeah, I've definitely noticed it. I think that both my confirmants, I don't know what it's called, and also the older, like start 20s, they become more religious, I think. And as I said, they parade it more proudly that they are religious. Yeah. It's more of a thing that they are proud of, more than they were, like, I don't know, 5 years ago or 10 years ago, maybe. Yeah. I think it's because in the recent years, especially after the lockdown and then the war in Ukraine began, and then afterwards the Hamas-Israel war, and it's all the whole world has become increasingly unstable, I think, in the recent years, and for many, that combined with the fact that both in the media and politicians have started talking more openly about faith, celebrities too. I think it's those two things combined has kind of opened the door for Christianity or practicing beliefs in general to be more mainstream and accessible also, I think, with social media.
It's definitely become more cool or less uncool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we play this little game?
Yeah.
Like 10 quick questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do that.
Okay, so this will just be like a rapid round. Yes or no questions.
Okay, no.
Yeah, you don't need to answer it more deeply than
No.
just yes or no. Okay.
All right.
So do you believe God still speaks to people today?
Yeah.
Should a priest always interpret the Bible literally?
No.
Is it possible to be a Christian without going to church?
Yeah. But it's like, I mean, you need to practice in some way.
Yeah, it's like what you said. If you truly are Christian, you'll strive your best to.
Yeah, I mean, you can. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you believe hell is a real place?
Define real.
Yeah, that's what we talked about. Yeah. Can you be a Christian and disagree with the church?
Yeah.
Do you think Denmark has become less Christian?
Since always, or just like?
Since, like, if we take the last 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it goes up and down.
Yeah. Is the concept of sin still relevant today?
Yeah.
You can take from here.
Should the church be involved in politics?
Yeah, I think it's important for the church to speak up on societal issues or occurrences.
Do you believe miracles still happen today?
I'm not sure. Actually, probably not.
Do young believers need a community of like-minded young people to stay strong in their faith?
I think they can without, but it definitely helps. I mean, everything is better with a community.
Which one was it? I do want to just ask you to elaborate on, can you be Christian and disagree with the church? What was that one?
Yeah, it was the one.
Yeah. If you were able to give a more elaborate answer on that, what would you say to that?
Yeah, I think that, I mean, there are tons of different denominations, and I think a part of a person's journey to find their, I don't know, true belief, or I mean, when you first decide to become a Christian, you're just a Christian, but then you start to look into, I mean, am I a Catholic, or am I like a evangelical Lutheran Christian, or am I a Pentecostal Christian? There are tons of nuances in the different denominations that are important to take into consideration. And you can disagree with something, and then you can ask yourself, is this something that I can reconcile, or is this something that is something I need to address? Do I need to find another place where I fit in?
Yeah. Should we do this? Yeah.
I want to do this one really quick first.
Okay, yeah. That's
The
that.
one about miracles still happening today. Yeah, do you have any more thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think to me, I try not to place too much importance on divine intervention, because as much as it is nice to have some thought to spring into your mind at the right opportunity, and then you don't get hit by a car or something like that. The opposite could also happen, that you maybe get sick and see that as a type of divine punishment. And I think I don't really believe in divine punishment in that kind of way, that you are punished for a reason, or that you are that there is some kind of godly intention. And I think the same is true for miracles, that I don't really think that miracles happen as a part of divine intervention.
Okay. How would you then explain, like some, I don't know what example there it could be, but let's say a death experience where they die and then come back to life. Would you then explain that as that's not a miracle, that's something else, or?
I mean, how did they come back to life?
So actually, one of my friends, she told me that it was like 4 years ago. She had this near-death experience, and when she was dead, she heard a voice that was calling her name, and it was a voice that she has never heard before. And when she woke up, she looked around, and nobody knew her. Nobody knew her name or anything, but she heard a name. I don't know why. Before this experience, she wasn't religious or anything, but she immediately thought it was God. So when something like this happens, it's feelings. But she told me that she knew that she heard a voice and a man that was calling on her. What do you call that?
I mean, it sounds like a miracle.
Yeah, right.
It really does. And I have experienced that too. I haven't died or anything, but I mean, I have experienced times in my life where I did something that I wouldn't normally do, and it led to something really lucky happen. And I think the reason that I don't necessarily call it a miracle, I mean, I would call it like some divine intuition, or a type of guidance. And for me, I don't know. I think it's because miracles are like a special thing reserved for Jesus, maybe.
Oh yeah, okay. It's more like a holy thing, specifically that Jesus would do.
Yeah, it's a proof of faith, and I think that the most important thing about the faith that we practice now is that we have to do it without the proof. You don't get someone to do a feeding miracle, for example, or a resurrection. You have to be the miracle in the world.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. That's a good perspective, actually. Yeah.
I don't think I have anything else.
No. So the last one that we need to translate for English. Yeah.
I'll just yeah. Okay, so this is a would you rather question. That your whole family are guaranteed to enter heaven, or that you get 5 minutes with Jesus right now?
Well, I do believe that my family is going to heaven. So,
Then let's say a group of 10 people that would not have entered God's presence. that they are guaranteed to go to heaven, or 5 minutes with Jesus right now?
I think that the most important thing about my work as a priest is to help people find faith and find what's it called, saving. So, I mean, I already accepted this calling without meeting Jesus. I could probably go for a couple of years without actually meeting him, if it meant more people would be saved, I think.
I love that. That's good. I think it's perfect.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
If you were to leave the viewers with one last message, what would that be? And if people want to come to church, where could they find you?
Yeah, I think that one of the rapid questions was about sin, and I think sin as a term has got a bad rap, but even today when parish priests kind of avoid saying sin, it's because there's a lot of history with it. Instead, they use phrases like "when you fall," "when you mess up," "when you hurt someone," putting into words what sinning could be, to then talk about the forgiveness and the reconciliation that God has for people. So yeah, in that way, I think sin is a very good word to describe like the human condition. Yeah, and you can find me at Skelgårdskirken at West Amager.
Okay.
It's very hard to get out here.
It's hard to get out here.
Yeah, you need to take like both the metro and the bus, and even then it's like way out in the country. I mean, in Copenhagen standards. Yeah. So, but it's a nice church.
It's like a hidden treasure.
Yeah, kind of.
You got Netto right beside you as well.
Yeah. And the fitness center.
And the fitness center. Yeah, exactly. So if they can't make it to the church, they can find you on Instagram and TikTok as well.
Yeah, and also we live stream our sermons on the Facebook. So maybe Instagram in the future.
Okay.
But nice. So we try to be available.
So I have one last question. So many believers, they love this idea of a loving God. What do you think of the term God-fearing? You like that?
I mean,
that term?
Because it's not God-fearing is not really about fear. I mean, it's about subservience. It's about praise. So it's more of a term that calls you to be aware of God. That calls you to be to keep God in your thoughts when you act in the world. More than it is about fearing potential punishment. For me, at least.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Rasmus.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pastor, for letting us talk with you.
Yeah. Thank you for the opportunity and a delicious.
All right.